so good. Yeah. It feels so good to play some music for you. Come from the heart, it should be just like that. And this music lesson that I'm about to have, I sing it to you from the bottom of my heart. Yes, hey kiddos. Me gustas tanto, put a love. So beautiful, so good, so deep. Music is the weapon of choice. It's the ultimate tool. My name is Fabio Alejandro. You can call me Alejandro. We are at Refugio Music. And we're going to be having 3 lessons. Maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe more. But in the next couple of episodes, we're going to be learning about melody, harmony, and rhythm patterns. So you probably noticed that I was playing a few instruments here. And I'm pretty sure you guys recognize the guitar. But we have a few other instruments that allows us to explore music in all its glory. How beautiful is music, because you can connect, because you will always be welcome, because you can explore yourself. And maybe like some of us that we're a little shy, or maybe we don't really want to say much, but you can always communicate with an instrument. And that's the beautiful thing about music. So I'm excited and I'm happy to have this opportunity. And you over there, wherever you are, in the couch of your house or your home, with your dad, with your mom, with your friends, or just strolling with your cell phone, whatever the case is, thank you for being here with me. And yes, we're going to explore a little music. So we should get to it, right? Great. This one, the last one, it's a wind instrument. In order to make music, we rely on these tools. And a lot of people think it's very complicated, but we know it's not. Just maybe choose something that you like. Any instrument is a good instrument. And it's hard for me to choose one, as you can see, but it's good to have options. So I'm going to be showing you a few options during this lesson. And in the next lesson, we're going to go a little bit deeper, maybe into rhythm, which is like when you hear a drum, you know? And in the next session, maybe we'll go a little bit more into harmony and melody, which is the things that make you understand the music, that you go like, oh, I know that song. Kind of like that. So we have some wind instruments, such as this one. It's called a flute or a recorder. And it's quite simple. It's just a couple of parts. Just very much, it's very beautifully done. It's very rustic. And you blow into it, so that's why we call it a wind instrument, because you produce the air and it goes through the different holes, and that's why you cover the holes like. But if I want to go lower, I have to cover more holes. And that note right there is called C. So we can learn our notes such as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, which I'm pretty sure you guys have heard. Maybe people, when they practice, they go la 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 la, la 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 la, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. Like that's music. And the beautiful thing about these instruments is that we explore those melodies with those A, B, C, D, E, F, G, which is pretty much all you need to make music. Another melodic instrument speaking of understanding our letters and our notes, is the piano. This is called a melodion or a melodica, and is much more practical than the piano. You don't have to connect it. It is more a wind instrument in this particular case because you have to do the same operation. So this is some instrument that a lot of kiddos, I'm pretty sure you're wondering what is it, right? And it's because I really I felt this way too. I felt like, wow, that's so cool, right? Like you don't have to connect it. You can just stroll to your neighborhood and so it's so nice. It's so nice to be able to have these tools like we were talking and just utilize them. This is our ABCs right here. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. And it will continue as the universe structured towards infinity. So I really like this instrument because I can create melodies. Going a little bit deeper into that topic, so you wonder melody, but how do I define melody? I know that you've heard the term, but melody could be as notes that are organized in different patterns so that you can recognize a tune. So I'm pretty sure you've heard something like, if I play something like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, or any other song has that melodic pattern, that melody that allows you to recognize the song. But the good thing about this instrument is that it also allows you to do harmony. And you might be thinking, okay, I've heard that too. Like, it's almost like, what is it? What is it? Harmony is when you add to that melody, when you support that melody with different notes that allows you to kind of give that melody a home, kind of give that melody a couch where it can lay down. And it's nice because now I add a few notes, like, but if I add multiple, now I'm supporting whatever the melody is. So in this case, we'll be like, the other person could be backing that melody up by doing something like, see? So that's how we can start understanding a little bit music, which is this first lesson. It's about getting a little bit into the instruments, and maybe perhaps, and my wish to you is that you get inspired and that you want to grab an instrument, even if it's right now not possible, but so that the next request or the next thing that you want to have and that you pursue, working with your parents, helping them out, and maybe the next time they go like, what do you want for your birthday or for something? It could be, instead of a little car or a little Barbie, it could be a musical instrument, and I suggest you jump into that. Hey kiddos, we're back, and this time we have an incredible and a wonderful friend, Miss Janice Luna Reynoso. Hi, Janice.
Hi, how are you doing? And how are you all doing? Really happy to be here, being able to share this time and making music with you all.
Yes, and the reason why I invited you, Janice, and thank you for being here, so helpful, is that it's a beautiful thing to do music together. And what a better way, especially since we're talking about melody and we're talking about harmony and we're talking about rhythm, to include our friends so that we can jam and make music. I find it that it's important to have friends so we can play together. And Janice is gonna give us a little explanation about rhythm and maybe how do we do in our house. Maybe we don't have the money or the budget right now to get an instrument to do some percussion stuff. We can still find things in our kitchen or really whatever you find that you can play with. Even your own hands are an instrument. But this one in particular, as a percussive instrument, it's a conga. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it. It just has that little, and this could be a book or it could be the surface of a table. And it allows us to do multiple rhythmic patterns. And it's as simple as just keeping a steady tempo, no 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if you happen to be at home, maybe you place your hand on top of a table or something that you have there. And then you can start by putting your hand right here and getting that 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2 and 3 and 4. These are called percussion instruments, and they're called percussion instruments because you are able to follow a rhythm and to give it little spice, little different tonality, little different sounds, so that way it gets interesting. Such as this one. This is called the cabasa. And if you start playing with it, then it starts getting you into a rhythm. That's why they're rhythm patterns, right?
Yeah.
Which one is another one, Janice? Which one did you brought with you?
Oh, one of my favorites is the huira. Or also the huiro can be used. The huiro is usually made out of a gourd. And this huira that comes from the República Dominicana, the Dominican Republic, is made out of metal, as you can see. And though you might not have a huira at home, you might be able to find something similar that kind of is bumpy, that makes some noise. How about a cheese grater? Or if you really lucky and you have something, as antique as an old washerboard, I don't know if you've ever seen something like that. But it's like folded metal, so it makes a sound. Okay? And instead of this, what do you think you can use instead of this? Yes, you read my mind. A fork, right? So you can use a fork. Or maybe even a hanger that you fold, right? And have a couple of these. So it doesn't have to be exactly like this. It'll be your own creation. So not only will you be making music, but you'll be, creating an instrument. So you become a maker and a musician at the same time. Pretty awesome.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that explanation, Janice. Well, inside of it was a maracon, or it's like a maraca that you can, and it has seeds inside. So that you mentioned the kitchen appliance, such as the cheese grinder.
Yes.
Then I figured this could maybe indeed you have something at home, like even if it's just a little a bit something that you can round it out like a paper, like a piece of paper, and put seeds inside. And if you put seeds inside, even if it's like a cardboard, right, and or something like that, right?
Yeah, like for these, the Easter eggs that sometimes you end up throwing the little plastic, they snap in half. You can fill them up with rice.
That's so true. That's much better option than my option. Yeah, just fill out. This one has like a little cute calabacita on calaverita on it. But indeed, it doesn't have to have any of it. It could be just like one of those little eggs, indeed, and just put some seeds and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and it's all about keeping the rhythm. Maybe we can have a little rhythm section right here. Maybe let's try a little cumbia from the South American Colombian area, which has that 1 and a 2 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 2 3 4. Hey. Yeah, it's so good to be able to make music with friends and family, and sometimes it just takes a little inspiration, a little creation, a little invention, right?
That's right.
And these are percussion instruments, as we mentioned, and they have different names. Sometimes they're difficult to even say, but it's beautiful to know that in this beautiful America, from the south to the north, we have incredible amount of instruments such as this maraca, indeed, this maracon, or such as the little huevito, the little egg, the little maraquita uh, that we can use, right? And also like things like this that are a little bit more percussive. You can, and I'm using a pencil for this, so that way we just we can try the same rhythm if you want to try, or maybe the son cubano rhythm more towards the island if you want to try that. Or the
Will you show me how to do that?
Yeah, sure. I can show you a little bit. For example, this one in particular is so you go up like that, and then you do a couple of downwards. So 1, 2, and 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a. Try it. Yeah. So that's pretty much our percussive or our percussion um, section. That what happens is in different bands, they use multiple. We don't use them all at the same time, but different music calls for different instruments. And so that way, sometimes you might pull the weed out, and then maybe you need a conga to get a little bit rhythm or to get a little bit percussive, as far as like little salsa, little merengue, little cumbia. Um, and maybe you were going a little bit more towards North America, and you find yourself that you need to use a little bit of the cabasa to create a little for the reggae. Feeling in the one drop, and we still find time to rap. We're making no one stop. You get it. So, anyways, it's been awesome to having you here, and we are working together and doing beautiful music for all of you. We're going to continue the next part of the class. We're going to talk a little bit more into melody, a little bit more into harmony, as we started at this video. So stick around, and we're going to go to the next section. Me a little bit. So I'm going to show you guys a few things right here on the board, so that way we can have explore a little bit our keyboard, and that way you guys can draw it at home and perhaps start seeing a little bit more clear how do we play music and how to organize your music process, your thoughts, and have him laying down in an ABC way, so that way it gets a little bit more comfortable and you guys can start exploring. So this is a keyboard, and if you want to know, how do I draw it? I would just little quick on the button. Just like that. And you can revisit this video just to kind of get a little bit of idea and glimpse of how to do it. So the last thing will be to kind of name our notes. That way, once you have those two right there, the very first one is going to be like a B, C. You're going to start with that C. So you're going to start an A, you're going to start A, B, C. And we're going to find the A eventually. But it's just practical like this. It's kind of comfortable. So what's after C? A, B, C, D. And then what's after D? E. And then we have F. Help me out. F. Some of you might say H, but there's no H. It's going right to the A. So that's the only thing that you need in music, is to remember that we really just need until the last letter is G. And we can start getting A. What's after A? So A, B, C, D, E, right? A, B, C. See how you found that C right here? So what's after C? D, E, F, G, right? A, B, see? Quite simple, it's not too complicated. We just go and name it this way. That way, now you know how the music is kind of structured, kind of like having a little frame so that you can see, okay, he was playing the melodica, he was playing a little bit of this. So it's like, oh, I see now. It's just we find that C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Which is kind of like when you sing the music. It's good because you get to pronounce. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do is a good way to practice music too. And if you want to start with A, you can start with A. You just have to find that A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Anywhere you start, and you can make different tones, different scales, different melodies with it. If I perhaps have this, and I decide to play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, starting with C. So I play 2 times C, 2 times G, 2 times A, and 1 time G. So I can write that down. So I play 2 times C, 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 G, G, A, C. Right? And the next sentence will be F, F, E, E, D, D. So F, F, E, E, D, D, C. That was a G. C, C, G, G, A, G. F, F, E, E, D, D, C, and so on and so forth. So it's really not that difficult at all. It's just sitting down for a little bit, exploring a little bit, and write it down. Now in music, these notes that we are naming here with our vocabulary, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. In music, we represent those with different notes. And I don't know if you kiddos have seen this. I'm probably pretty sure you guys have seen something like this. The musical notes. Those are music notes. You can draw them like you do a little circle and you make a little stem. And you probably have seen one that's kind of like this, a more complicated. So what happens is that's how we work with it. This right here will be in a staff, which is something that we put those notes on, and it has 5 lines. But that's a little bit more in depth. We can go and jump into that into a different class. Right now, just know that all of these that you see in music have a particular name. And in this case, to be able to make the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star song, you name it like this. So that way we can have that melody, have that twinkle twinkle sound, that C, C, G, G, A, A, G that we just discovered. How I wonder where you are. And that it's a little bit of how would you approach a song from the beginning, and then you put some lyrics, and then you have it. One of the most popular songs in the world. So thank you very much. It's a wonderful thing that we were able to hang out together. This is pretty much a little compilation of how to use rhythm, right, with all those instruments, harmony with stuff like this, and melody with the flute. And I hope that we learned that it's not too complicated to jump into music. It's a wonderful thing to jump into it. And once you jump into it, you're going to start finding beautiful and wonderful instruments that will get you excited and will get you to play music more and more, which is truly what I hope you do after you see this video. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next class.